What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video. And today we're doing What Bardock Survived, episode 4. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Bardock arrives where Frieza is and looks him in the eyes. The tyrant gives his former soldier a glare as the two stare at each other for a moment. With anger directed straight towards Frieza, Bardock rushes at him without any words exchanged. The two begin their fight, where it's fairly clear who's winning. Frieza is fighting Bardock, toying with him sadistically. As the fight progresses, Bardock's power continually grows from his potential unlock, reaching a max at 1,006,288. Using the martial arts training he picked up from his son and Krillin, Bardock manages to get the advantage over Frieza, knocking him to the ground, standing over him. Frieza, for years you made me keep the secret of the fate of planet Vegeta. You killed people who are considered friends, and even her. And for that, you'll die. Before Bardock can finish his speech, Frieza leaps at him, stabbing him through the rib with one of his horns, laughing. Then he kicks Bardock hard in the chest, launching him at a small hill. With a grin over his face, he raises up a finger, pointing it at Bardock. Backing up a bit, Piccolo arrives at Guru's to see Nail dying on the floor. He gives him a glare as Nail calls him over. Piccolo stands over him, comically asking Nail if he wants to be mercy killed. The weak Namekian pleads with Piccolo to fuse with him. This power could be enough to stop Frieza. With a scoff, Piccolo refuses fusing with Nail, but the Namekian isn't asking. His hands extends and hits Piccolo in the chest using forced Namekian fusion. The fusion isn't as strong since it's involuntary, placing Piccolo's power at 4,499,985. Before Krillin or Guru speak with Piccolo, he flies off to go and stop Frieza. Far off in the cosmos, Vegeta finally exits the helium pod and sees a bunch of soldiers running around his room frantically. Confused, Vegeta exits where he runs into Kui, asking what the hell is happening. The planet's gone to anarchy. Kui explains that Lord Frieza's scouts were all destroyed, and it's reported that Zarbon and Dodoria had been killed by some Saiyans. Saiyans? It doesn't take long for the prince to realize that it was the Saiyans from Earth, and he is confused. He needs answers fast. He bursts out of the roof and flies to the head building, blasting open the wall, finding a luxury pod only preserved for the likes of the Ginyu Force. Normally he wouldn't take it, since the Ginyus could easily kill him, but desperate times call for desperate measures. He gets inside the safe pod and blasts off towards Namek. Piccolo arrives on the scene to see Frieza raising his finger up towards Bardock. He charges at the tyrant and kicks him in the face, knocking him away. Then he looks at Bardock and raises his hand to him using the clothes beam on the wound to give him some bandages. He tells the Saiyan not to die, showing compassion before rushing off to stop Frieza. Goku, Gohan and Raditz all get out of the ship and immediately take off, 4 Gurus having got the telepathic message from Guru that Bardock requested the Elder give them. The Elder asks Krillin to go and help Bardock and Piccolo, which the human tries to protest, but Guru explains how his potential leash is practically done, and him staying there will just be dead weight. The monk nods, rushing off to go and help Piccolo and Bardock. As Piccolo and Frieza fight, the tyrant is battered around by the Namekian, making him need to transform into his third form. Even with that though, it's still nothing compared to Piccolo. He uses his skills to defeat Frieza. Knowing that his final form is the only option, Frieza flies off, gaining enough ground to have the time to transform to his final form. Using 10% of his final form, Frieza finally takes the upper hand, batting Piccolo around quite easily. Eventually he grabs Piccolo from behind with his tail, punching and kicking him. He gets sadistic, ready to go for the kill, when a Kienzon comes in from out of nowhere, cutting off Frieza's tail. The tyrant looks over at Krillin, which gives Piccolo the opportunity to turn around and fire Makanko Sapo, pushing him back a bit, doing a little bit of damage. During this, Raditz, Gohan and Goku all arrive at Guru's, where it's clear Raditz wants to leave. He can sense his father's fleeting key signature. He needs to go and help him. Guru tells him about the potential unlock, but they won't have time to draw it out slowly. Luckily, he has a technique that can bring all the potential out at once, but uses up his life force greatly, so only 2 of them will be able to have it. They decide that Goku and Raditz will be the one to have it, so Gohan gets his energy unlocked first, placing his level at 558,000. Then Guru places both his hands over Raditz and Goku, letting out a scream of pain as his hands glow, unlocking all the potentials, placing Raditz at 7,312,500 and Goku at 9 million, respectively. Guru smiles as he fades away, leaving these 3 to rush off, hoping to save everyone. They quickly arrive on the scene to see an injured Piccolo and Bardock with Krillin unscathed. Seeing his father on the brink of death causes Raditz to panic, grabbing a senzu bean from out of the bag, charging over, feeding him one. Goku then gives Piccolo a senzu bean as well. The Elder Saiyan stands up with a new Zenkai boost, placing his power level at 5,365,334. With Goku's new power, the Pure Saiyan walked over to Frieza, wanting to stop him. Frieza gives him a look, and then looks at Bardock and Raditz, and chuckles at a family reunion. They'll be able to have an even bigger one in hell. With Goku and Frieza start fighting, with Frieza easily overpowering the Saiyan, simply toying with him. It's clear to everyone watching that if Goku continues like this, he'll die. Swallowing his pride, Bardock charged in to help his son, with Piccolo also going in, and the three tried to hold off Frieza, doing a bit better, if only by a little bit though. As the fight rages on, Raditz starts strategizing, trying to think of a way to help them all out. Frieza is an unstoppable force, so the Ozaru fall would be the only way to stop him. But then again, Namek appears not to have any moons. How can they do this? As if the universe wanted this to happen, Vegeta's pod lands not too far away behind them, amazed at all the strong power levels there, all being much stronger than his current power. Raditz flies over there, and tells the prince what he has to do to stop Frieza, or they'll die. Realizing that he may be right, he throws a blood machine into the air, which the low-class Saiyan looks at, transforming into the mighty Ozaru. Sensing this power and realizing that Frieza wouldn't, Goku uses the Taiyoken to blind the tyrant. When he regains his insight, a huge monkey monster appears in front of him, his power level at 73,125,000. This gives Raditz the opportunity to beat into Frieza senselessly. Throughout their fight, Frieza slowly raises his power, trying to get the upper hand on Raditz, which the Saiyan notices. When Frieza gets to a little bit over 50%, Raditz decides to finish the fight, open his mouth, firing a huge mouth blast, listening to the screams of the tyrant. Everyone cheers the conquest of Frieza, as Raditz turns around to gloat. Within his gloating though, he doesn't notice Frieza get back up and power up to 100%. Before anyone can react, Frieza fires a huge blast at an angle that cuts off Raditz's tail and pierces through his chest, killing him before his body can finish becoming normal again. Then another blast hits Gohan, killing him as well. This triggers something primal in two fathers, as their rage begins building up, their hair rising up as they're surrounded in a golden aura. Father and son become Super Saiyans, staring down Frieza seriously. The father and son duo begin brutally beating into Frieza, causing him to scream in pain. After quickly realizing that he'll die, Frieza fires a blast to the ground, causing the planet to start exploding before anyone can flee. Piccolo, Krillin, and especially Vegeta are all amazed at the Golden Warriors, but realize that they need to escape. With the Namekians still alive though, it's not as simple as simply getting in the ship to leave. Using telepathy, Piccolo asks Kami to gather the Dragon Balls and teleport everyone off planet, except Frieza, so he may die in the explosion of Namek. Kami grins and tells Piccolo that his friend Bardock had a similar idea in mind ever since he was injured, though his idea was a bit different. Bardock looks at his son and tells Goku to stop fighting Frieza, confusing him as he barks back why. In a serious tone, Bardock tells his son that he's proud of him and they will see him soon, but this is for Gine. Before Goku can question him, Kami finishes his wish. Suddenly the remaining Namekians, Piccolo, Krillin, Vegeta, and an angry Goku all get teleported back to Earth, with Bulma as well. Bardock looks at Frieza and tells him to make sure Frieza dies on this planet. This makes his tyrant chuckles, as he tells Bardock that he'll also die in the explosion, meanwhile Frieza can survive in space. Which means Bardock will have to kill Frieza before the explosion, and then he'll come and beat him up again, and again, and again, until the end of eternity. Frieza raises his hand in the air, floating upwards, creating a huge supernova, shouting that he will speed up the clock on the planet, tossing it at Bardock. Creating a ki blast in his hand, Bardock charges at the ball of fire, firing his blast as he does. With all of his power, Bardock shoots back the ball at Frieza, killing him completely, his screams echoing throughout the Hell Zone. As Bardock powers down, he sits on the ground. His mission is complete, and now he can rest easy. But guys, that's what I'm going to leave it here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what's going to happen in the next episode. I know you all really wanted me to get this one out, and I was kind of holding it off because I wanted it to be pretty good. But I think this was a quite good story. And yeah, bye!